Hey everyone, emmy-lou here. Today I want to show you how to do. It's a really nice, almost like a sunset, but it's not. It's going to be a sun with some butterflies and it's going to be a really almost abstract piece. So first we're going to start with paper that's landscape and you want to get a pencil. I'm going to do it in marker just because obviously it's easier to show you. All we're going to need, because you won't be able to see it, I need to draw it just so you know, because most of it's paint. So what I'm going to be using is acrylic paint. These are quite big. I got these from Cass Art website, but you can get them from anywhere, but I love these paints. They're acrylic paint, and then I'm going to use chalk pastels. Let's just try and find the chalks. So they're those. So you can use pretty much anything. The whole thing can be done with chalks, really, but it's lovely to do chalk and paint. I just love it. So we're going to start off with drawing the butterflies. So I'm going to start off with putting chips. So think chips. It's always good to think of chips. Not that I've had chips for a while, but I've just put them dotted around. So what you want to do is pretend the sun is here. So this is where my sun is. That's where all the butterflies are going to go. So I'm doing all the middly bits of the butterflies. Doesn't even have to be that correct. So it doesn't have to be, you know, chunky or anything. It's fine. It's fine. I think that's it. So can you see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could do 10, you could do 3, it's up to you, but I think it would look really, really cool with the amount that I've put. So to do a butterfly, it's quite easy really. You're just gonna go out, out. So if you think of it like that, it just makes it easier. And then I like to just go to halfway down that chip and go out, and then out. So if you do that for all of them, then you're just gonna join them up. It depends how you want your butterfly to look, because a lot of the butterfly wings are different, but I'm just going to do them roughly all the same. So when you get to this wing, you touch half of it almost that comes out, and then you join it up. Depends how you want it to look, but it's quite nice if it's symmetrical. Because I'm doing it on the screen, they might not be symmetrical. Hang on. Something like that. Yeah. What I might do, so I'm going to do these ends. I don't really need to be honest. Like most things in art, you don't really need to do anything, but it's just quite nice to add it. So I'm going to do more. If it helps you, you could just go like that and then join them up. It's kind of like a sequence, if you like, of how to do it. But as long as, it depends if you want it to be a chunky one or a small one, but this one's nice. Because a lot of them have shapes to their wings, haven't they? I'm not quite sure what that one was. That one's got a bit strange. There you go. And then we got this one. I think what I'd like to show you is it's not a case of getting it wrong. It's just a case of having a go. You know, it's supposed to be fun art really, and obviously you might want it to look a certain way, but sometimes it's nice just to have a bit of fun and see what you can come up with really. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's like a baby one, so I could look at it like a bow, just like that would be fine. And then this one. So do you remember I was saying that it's kind of I've got shapes on it, so you could shape the wing a little bit. I think by the time you've done this picture, you'll understand what butterflies almost look like. Because it's such a simple shape, but it's so easy to get it a bit misshapen. You do not need to put these things on the side, but I think they might look quite nice. I'm going to have a go at doing colouring in a certain way. Okay, so that is literally it, but it's really nice to add these. And just add them really, just la 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 la. You don't have to do it too careful. Right, that is literally my picture. So that's all the drawing you need. Now all you're going to do is we want acrylic paint. So this is my palette. Quite messy. It's always messy, my palette. So I'm going to get white acrylic paint. So I've squeezed the white out and I'm going to pick it up with this brush. So I want quite a lot. Can you see it? And I'm just going to, even though the paper's white, I'm going to colour the sun white. Now I'm not going to rinse. I'm just going to dip it in the yellow and I'm going to go round. And it doesn't matter about the butterflies. If you're worried about going over the butterflies, all you need to do is go over them in black pen, like a felt tip. Now I'm going to dip it in a bit of water because it's dry now, and then I'll get more yellow, a bit of white on my brush, and I'm just going to continue. I'm going to go round and round, so I'm working around the sun. Doesn't matter that there's white gaps in the paper. My arm's actually hurting. I need to go to the gym. Okay, right, now I'm going to keep this, but I'm going to dip it in the yellow, tiny bit of red. So you never want too much of the darkest colour because it just gets dark too quick. Now this is going to make orange. If you prefer, you can actually mix the orange and put it on. So for example, I'm going to make an orange now, which is yellow and, oh dear, it's gone in my grey. I'm going to make a orange, which is yellow and red. And I'm going to put it on. Whoa, look how chunky that is. And at this point, most people would think, oh, I've ruined it. But no, you haven't. I've put my brush in water and I'm just going to keep going around the sun. So I'm going to get water because the acrylic paint's quite thick. Mine's dripping because I've got it up on the page, which actually I quite like. But if you don't want it to drip, yours will be flat, so it'll be fine. I just need you to focus on the fact that I'm working around the sun. So I'm putting lots of water now because it's going to spread the colours. And now if you think, oh, it's too red or too orange, get more white, get more red, yellow and go round. So what you're trying to create almost is almost like a rainbow effect where it's white, yellow, and then it merges into the orange. Now what we want is a really nice pink. So it could be like could almost be like a pinky, can't think of the word, peach? Right, I'm going to still work around. I'm working around. Just keep remembering that it's the circle that you're going for. You want that circle shape. I'm going to put more water. Oh my word. I just dropped some of it on my leggings, but never mind. Carry on. Okay, go round. So what I'm using is white and red. A lot more white than the red I'm using. Okay. If you think they're not merging together, the colours, all you need to do is get your brush in water. Don't rinse, just get your brush in water and you can mix, like blend the colours together. Then a really cool red, so you want a really nice bright, it could be any colours, you could have purple maybe, but my red's going to be possibly on my leggings. I've got to be super careful with this. So if you're doing it at home, you want paper on the table really. If you haven't got paper now, just put a little bit now. Just stop, pause the video and get some paper. If you're doing it in school, then hopefully it doesn't matter too much about the table if you've covered it already. Can you see I'm doing all red? I do like the idea of purple, you know. I really quite like the idea of that. Now, can you see that it's almost like that's separate from that? But if I get my brush, rinse out a bit, and I can merge the colours together, it just looks really nice. It's like the butterflies are flying towards the sun. So I think it's quite a beautiful image, actually. Ooh, there's a lot of water on there. Right, so you could just blend and blend and blend. Like you could blend to however much you want to blend, really. what I might do is when you're looking at the picture, you can either think, I want the sun to be more white. So yes, there's a circle, but I can put more white. So I've just cleaned my brush. I'm just getting a bit more white. Just going out a bit more. Because I personally like the white lines, which was what we're going to put with chalk, which would look really cool. So we've got to let it dry, really, ideally. So once you've let it dry, then we're going to use chalk. Then we're going to paint black for the butterflies. And when they're dry, we're going to go over the butterflies. So let this dry and I'll see you in a minute. Welcome back. Okay, so we're going to get chalks. So these are my little chalks. And what I want to do is I'm going to do some white. So I'm going to get some white. Now this paint is dry. Like it needs to be dry in order to do this. Otherwise it just won't come out how you want it to. So I'm basically drawing white lines around. Okay, so that is it. Then I'm going to do some red lines. Has to follow around the sun. So as long as you're following around, then it's great. Okay, so I quite like to leave it like that. But you could get one finger. I've got my whole hand because it's so big, the piece of work. But you want to smudge, but you smudge in the direction of the rounded bit. You don't want to just smudge like that because it will go a bit funny. So now we're going to get the paint. So we need black paint and you need a really small brush. So I've got some black in my palette there. Can you see it? And my brush is quite small, but I've put quite a bit of water, so I've made it like an ink. So to be honest, you could do this with ink. So what I'm going to do is, with my paintbrush, I'm literally going to draw. And I'm going to see what it looks like first, because I'm going to draw in the butterfly with the black paint. But I want to see what it looks like if I don't colour the whole butterfly in. Because if it looks really cool, then I'll do that for all of them. Because you know butterflies have those little lines, don't they? Whoa. So I'm just going to paint these lines in. You might want to move the video nearer to see that. But that isn't obviously what a real butterfly lines would look like. But this isn't necessarily a real picture, so this should be fine. And then the middle we're going to paint. If you find it easier, we could just paint all of the middles now. Whoa. It's so easy to jog myself and make a mistake. So I've got to be a bit careful. I sometimes don't breathe when I do it, right? Not a good thing. Okay, so now we're going to do this one. So all I'm doing is I've already got those lines, but I'm drawing over them in black. Whoa. Yeah, you've got to be super careful because I've done that a little bit messy. I'm not yet sure if I want to keep them transparent. So I don't know if I want to keep them see-through. A part of me quite likes the idea, but I'll see what it looks like. So these are chunky, these ends. And you don't, like I said, you don't have to do it with paint. You could colour them in with chalk, but I think paint is so much better. You can't use felt tip because it would ruin your felt tip. Whew, it's quite warm. I feel toasty because there's lights filming this, so it gets so warm. Okay, now the big one's really fun, isn't it? Look how unsteady I am, so don't panic if you haven't got a steady hand. This is super, super good for fine motor skills. So if you find it difficult to write, you know, when you're writing, because my handwriting in school when I was small wasn't particularly that great, but the more I did art, the neater it became. So it was actually quite helpful. So colouring in the lines and, you know, using a paintbrush to draw is really helpful for you. I think that one's looking a bit strange, isn't it, at the moment? Yeah, he's okay. He's okay. And then we do this one. The thing I like about this is you don't have to colour it in. Like the butterflies don't have to be coloured in, they could just be black. But I'm going to use chalk to colour them in a little bit later on because I think it looks quite cool. This little baby one might as well just be coloured all in. And if you've done it and you think, oh, I need more, I need it to look more detailed, then just add more on top. You might want to draw it with pencil first, depending on how confident you feel. I like drawing these bits. They remind me of like W's. They're not that exact on a butterfly, but I'm just doing them just to show you. It's not quite how it would look. But you could do that really. Okay. It's just quite nice to I'm not sure about that. It's nice to have the patterns, isn't it? Quite like the idea of adding the white. You just don't want it to look too exact, do you? You want it to look different. It's quite fun to create a pattern that you like on the butterfly, actually. Quite like the idea. So this one, I might just go colour a bit there. Doesn't really. And this one could just be chunky black there. And then okay, so those are my transparent butterflies, but like I said, you don't have to do them transparent, as in you don't have to do them so you can see through them. You could do them so they're solid. I'm tempted to do some that are solid for you. But do you know what I'll do is I'll really make these bits chunky for you. Because they're always bigger, those bits, aren't they, on a butterfly? Kind of makes it stand out better then. Okay, oh, I forgot this little baby one. Should we just colour this in? Look, we'll colour it all in and then you can decide if you like them solid or see-through. What do you think? I quite like them solid. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint that one completely solid. I like when I change my mind. It just feels nice. It's nice not to worry if you want to change what something looks like in your art, because art is a journey and what you started out with, you tend to end with something very different. So once I've done that, yeah, I'm happy with that. Interesting. I'm almost tempted to do quite a few of them dark. Which one should I do, do you think? Quite like, should I do that one dark or that one? Interesting. I'm going to do this one dark. And then, shall I do that one? Yeah, do you know what? It's funny. It's really nice when you learn to go with instinct when you do art. So you're using your intuition. So you're thinking, does it feel right? Does it not? And if it does, awesome. If it doesn't, don't do it. So I'm going to get watery black now. Now, I'm going to do the antennae, but what you want to do is don't start there and go in. Start there and go and flick. You want them quite small. but if they come out chunky, it doesn't matter. Whoa. So that's roughly, I'm happy with that. I'm happy. What you might want to do as well, if you want to, is you can do some black bubbles on the ends. It just makes it look quite magical. I always find that when you put spots leading out to a butterfly or something, it just makes it look quite cool. So have a go at doing that if you want. Then I'm going to let it dry and we could draw into it. I quite like the fact that I could smudge that a little bit more, but I have to wait. Yeah, exactly. I've just gone over the butterfly. I'm going to wait for the black to dry and then we can do it, because otherwise this is what's going to happen. I'm going to make some splodges. So yeah, I shall see you in a minute, and then we'll let that dry and then we'll get ready with some vibrant blue and green chalk pastels. Me again! So, hi everyone, I'm going to take chalk pastels. I'm going to take purple and blue, just because I love them. And what I could do, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't need to do this because I quite like the colours in between. But what I could do, and what I am doing, is colouring in between with the chalks to get some really I love blues. I love them. So might do it quite messy just to quickly show you, but. And then you could get some whites and you could just put the little dots over the black with the white. That might be really nice. Woo! Good idea. Right, and then here you could leave it black if you desire, or you could take a different colour, quite like this colour, and you could just literally, bit of purple, bit of blue. Quite like that purple actually, it's quite nice, isn't it? I love blending, I just think it's such a nice thing to do. Bit of pink. What else can I do, do you think? Blue, exactly. So you could do that. So that, I mean, it's endless what you could do. But what I like with this picture, is you could just carry on and on and on. You could make the picture exactly what you are feeling. I'm really big on feelings at the moment. So if you're feeling happy, you could do a lot of bright yellowy colours and, you know, really nice colours. And if you're not feeling so happy, you could, even if you're feeling angry, you could do like a really red butterfly. This could even be like family members, where you've got different family members. You could have one that's a funny family member, like I was always like the funny one that made jokes in the family when we were younger. And then you got my sister that's got a slightly different personality. So it's quite fun to make personalities with using colours for the butterflies. I like the green. The green. I love using more than one colour. So you could just do a light green. Oh, and then you've got another green. Look at that. It's like it blends in. Oof, that's lovely, isn't it? I like that. White's always a good one. White against black looks so good. Then, if you want, you can take the black chalk and you can just extend it so it goes a little bit more out, and then get your one finger and just smudge it out. I haven't done it on all the rest. So there we have it. There is my butterfly picture. I quite like the idea of colouring the butterflies in. You could keep it black if you like, but there's something about colouring them in, isn't there? It just feels nice, especially if they're different colours that are not in the actual picture. Yeah, I really like that. I would go as far as to say that one, I might just colour the whole thing purpley and red. I think this picture just goes to show that it started out one thing and then I had different ideas. And it's quite fun, isn't it, to try different things. do like the white bit. There we go. Do you know what? You could just do spots on that one. There we go. There's my picture. Enjoy, and you can do this of anything. This background could be the background to anything. You could have buildings, you could do a horse, you could do anything you like. I really want to sign it, but I don't want to sign it. I might sign it in black. Ta-da! And then just draw over your name. And there we have it. What I could do, which I haven't done, is I probably would smudge the background in a little bit more, just because I quite like when it's blended loads. I just like that look. Yeah, and there you have it. There is my picture. Enjoy doing your own picture. I'm not going to finish, am I? I'm just going to carry on. I'm just going to keep doing more. I just want to put more yellow because I love yellow. Can you see the yellow? Yeah. Okay, I'll stop now. So like this video and subscribe, and I shall be doing one probably in a couple of days for you. So see you soon and enjoy.